Never I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Welcome back to the channel, Oiler Faithful. My name is Gene. You guys are watching Lubed for March the 31st, 2024. This is season 3, episode 59, and I coined it duck hunting because that's exactly what the Edmonton Oilers did yesterday to the Anaheim Ducks. An absolute thrashing of that team. Now, okay, fine. You can say, oh, well, they're beating up on one of the teams that is kind of weaker in the league. Well, to put that into perspective, the Vancouver Canucks, which is the best in the Pacific right now, only beat them by 3-2 today. So you can weigh it down the way you want to weigh it down. At the end of the day, an NHL team is an NHL team, and a huge win is a huge win. So we're going to go with that, or at least I will go with that. Okay, we got a huge episode tonight. And I'm feeling way, way better. I'm not 100%, but I'm way, way better. Yeah. So just a shout out to you guys out there who have given me all the support and told me to feel better. Thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate it. Huge episode tonight. We're going to talk about the Oilers and Ducks. We're also going to go into the rig report, the second last rig report. I am going to do one in about 22 days from now, as the season will wind down. So this is the version for March and lots of improvement. So that's a good thing. We're going to go through the poll. There's no poll tonight, but I will go through the standings, the updated standings. Also, we're going to talk about the St. Louis Blues, and that is the Edmonton Oilers' next challenge as they fly out to Missouri. And then I'll get your final thoughts and comments if you join in. Let's get into this, guys, as we're going to talk about the Oilers and Ducks. Now, this was a ridiculously dominating game in pretty much every aspect of the game. And it's nice to see. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to see that the Oilers are on this end of the fence and not the other end of the fence. And I feel for the Mighty Ducks as they or the Ducks. I keep calling them Mighty Ducks. I'll never get that out of my head. But regardless, the Ducks, as they are now obviously in a rebuild mode, 100%. What are they going to do with some of their stars like Trevor Zegras? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to move on from them and just like, let's start from root down and build right back up. But this is a team that's struggling. Adam Henrique, obviously, we picked him up. And Carrick, we got those guys at the deadline. So that's another couple of pieces that were key pieces to that team that have left. And I don't know where they're going to wind up going into the next season, if they're going to be part of the Oilers or not. Hopefully we can make it work out for them, but we'll see. Okay, let's get into this game between the Ducks, as it was a 6-1 thrashing. Like 6-1 is enough to say it's a thrashing. And it was. Literally, my title, calling it duck hunting, was exactly the best thing I could call it. So yeah, 6-1. It started off in the first period at 3:47. It was Adam Henrique, out of all people, a former Duck, looking really good with Leon Draisaitl and Matthias Ekholm. 1-0 Edmonton. Again in the first period, Connor McDavid, his 28th from Zach Hyman, 2-0 Edmonton. And I believe this was just his amazing. I believe this was the goal where he kind of got in alone and just did his thing. We go again into the first period. Matthias Ekholm. He gets his 8th of the year at 16-16 of the first period from Sam Carrick, another former Duck, and Vinny Desharnais. We got a 3-0 game. You can kind of get the sense of how this game is going to go. We go into the second period of this game, And I think I goofed on my graphics again, but I got Matthias Hekholm 4-0 from Vinny Desharnais. I think there's a mistake there. One of those graphics is wrong. I do apologize. I don't think that the exact guys lined up for the same goal. So we'll move on from that. Warren Fogle would make it 5-0 at 15:57. And this would be his 17th of the year. He's definitely playing for a contract, and he's looking good. Matthias Ekmo getting an assist on this one, and Vinny Desharnais getting assist 5-0. Edmonton. All right. We go to the third period where the Oilers keep rolling. Zach Hyman, his 52nd of the year from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard, 6-0 Edmonton. Finally, the Ducks would get on the board as Alex Killorn would get it on the power play from Cam Fowler and Frank Vertano. And that's your final. 6-1 is the final. Oilers absolutely smashed the Ducks. And like I said, the Ducks played the Canucks today. So, I mean, they played the best in the Pacific, and they played the Canucks to a tough game. So, you know, you can say what you will about a bottom tier team, but bottom tier teams can also be, pose a lot of threat as well. Anyway, let's go into some of the statistical aspects of this game. As the shots on goal were 37-22. This is huge. This is a pretty big margin. They're going to get the good one. Yes, I like that one. They're going to get the big one. They almost basically outshot the Ducks 2-1. So I'm going to give them the big one on that one. We move on to hits on opponent. Ducks actually out-hit us 52-34, which I was surprised about this stat. So this is definitely a fail, almost a bad fail, but I'm not going to give them the bad fail. I'm going to give them just the buzzer tonight. All right. Let's go on to face-off win percentage. The Oilers outdrew them 63.8 on the dot. That was a good one. We move on to the power play. 1 for 3, 33%. That was okay. I'm going to give them the positive on that. Then we move on to the penalty kill. 1 for 2. Again, 50%. Not bad. Could be better, but I can live with it. Then on blocked shots, the Ducks actually edged us by 1 block more, which I can't beat the Oilers up for. This is the area that I wanted the Oilers to improve on. Fine. They got out blocked by 1. Big deal. But whatever. They failed at this one. They weren't more successful than the opponent. We go on to the takeaways, and we got an 8-0 split. And we move on to the giveaways, which is a 12-12 split. It's kind of weird that happened that way. So this now takes us to our stars. And I chose to take Calvin Pickard as the 3rd star with a 955 save percentage. He's looking good. Our tandem is looking good. And if Jack Campbell, from what I've been hearing, is looking pretty good in the American League, we might be okay with our goaltending situation. I think I might make that a poll question going forward. Where's our weakest? What is our weakest area? Goaltending, defense, offense, and get you guys' opinion on that. I might make that a poll question for the next time, but there is no poll question tonight. But anyway, a great night on Calvin Pickard. I actually have nothing but good things to say about Calvin Pickard since he has joined the Edmonton Oilers. I know I was talking to Sammy about him about a month ago, and he was in shock. Like, your backup is Calvin Pickard? Like, really? Like, it's that bad? And you know what? He's actually held his own. He's actually done really, really well. My 2nd star, I'm giving this to Connor. got to give it to Connor. 2 goals, 1 assist. And the only reason why I'm doing that, because that's a great number, but the only reason why I'm doing this is Matthias Ekholm. 1 goal, 2 assists, 5 hits, sorry, 3 hits and a +5. Just a beast out there. Had a hell of a game. He deserves the nod. And yeah, I will give that one to Matthias. He definitely deserves the nod on that one. So up next for the Edmonton Oilers is the St. Louis Blues tomorrow night at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. It should be a good one. The Oilers should be able to beat them. It's another weaker team. The St. Louis Blues. I remember there was an era where the St. Louis Blues made the playoffs for I think it was 20 years in a row. And that era has kind of fallen a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuned into tomorrow's game. Should be a good one. You guys, there's only 20 more days left. Starting tomorrow, April Fool's Day. By the way, for you guys in Canada, just a reminder, the carbon tax kicks in tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but that's another story. Yeah, it should be a good one. 20 more days left until the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'm pumped. I am really pumped. Okay, guys. So with that being said, we got that out of the way. We go into another rig report. And I woke up nice and early this morning so I can get all my graphics ready, and I'm hoping everything will work out seamlessly. But let's do it. Let's dive into the rig report. Okay, so this is the rig report for March 2024. And those of you that are new to the channel, I'll explain how I do the rig report. So there's a mathematical formula that I did on Excel. And I basically did it in segregations of what is an A plus, what is an A minus, or an A, what is an A minus. And basically, it's where they ranked throughout the league in that course, in that time span. So this is based off of March 1st to today, March 31st. And we're going to get into it. And then I'm also going to tell you where they were last month. Going into next year, I'm going to also do the best of. So I'm going to add that column in the best that they've done in that section and time frame that they did it in. So let's dive into this. Let's start off with the point percentage. Last month they were a B minus. This month there is an improvement as they are now 7th overall in the league with a A minus. When it comes to shots for last month, they were an A. And they remain an A this month as they are 3rd in the league. To be an A plus, just so you guys know, you have to be either 1st or 2nd in the league. They were 3rd this time, so that only gave them the A, just to kind of give you a grasp of how I do the judging here. Shots. What is this one? Shots against. Last month, they were a D. If you remember last month, they really were struggling quite a bit. This month, they are a B minus. They are 16th in the league, so they've still given up quite a bit of shots, but you know what? There has been much improvement. Penalty kill, brutal power play. Power play. Okay. Penalty kill is brutal, though, from the last month, but we'll get into that shortly. The power play, A minus. Back in February. For March, they remain at A minus. as they are 8th in the league. Now the penalty kill. This is the one that they have the biggest improvement on. They absolutely failed the penalty kill in the month of February. Absolutely were junk. The penalty kill sucked. They just went back from some of their old habits. They improved to a B as they've managed to crawl their way into 11th overall in the league, which is a huge improvement. I'm not going to complain. Goals for. They were an A plus back in February, and they remain an A plus in March as they remained first overall in both months. So that's a huge thing. They're definitely scoring more goals than any other team. Goals against. Last month they were a D minus. This month they've improved to a B plus as they jumped up to 9th overall in the league. So this is a rig report where, you know what, they've improved in basically every area, with exception to the one areas that they were already very successful at. So kudos to the Oilers. They're playing a hell of a game and good timing to do it. They got to carry this into the playoffs. Face-off win percentage or save percentage. Save percentage. Last month they got a D. This month, I don't have the results. Blah. Oops. I goofed on the graphic there, guys. I apologize. I will try to get back to you on that particular stat. Okay, let's go on to the face-off percentage, which last month it was a minus, and they've improved to an A in this month. So good for them. So the overall average last month was a B minus. They now are an A minus. And I think what I wrote here is basically they definitely improved on their shortfalls for the month of February, especially in the penalty kill. The penalty kill was definitely horrible in the month of February. So that was the greatest improvement. And just defensively and balancing out their defense and offense is huge. Like, this team is starting to figure it out. And that's a good thing because right now it's April and they need to know it. And I think they got it, man. I think they got it. I think this is going to be, obviously, all the teams that are in the playoffs this year are huge threats. But Oilers are also a huge threat. I think a lot of people underplay them. But when you have a guy named Connor and a guy named Leon on your team, you know you can expect big things. So that is the rig report for March. Again, I will do one probably shortly after the 20th of April, the final one. As you know, I don't do the armchair GM because the trade deadline has happened. There's not really much improvement you can do to the team now, but I will continue that next season. Okay, let's go into the poll and the standings, which the poll, there's no poll tonight, guys. But I will update the standings. With exception to the Vancouver-Anaheim game. This was done prior to that. There was the Vancouver-Anaheim game. Obviously, Vancouver's got 2 more points. But yeah, we'll get into that pretty quickly here, as Dallas Stars are now the kingpins of the West with 103 points. Now we're actually seeing teams that have clinched. So Dallas has officially clinched. Colorado Avalanche has officially clinched. And the Vancouver Canucks have officially clinched. And we're going to start seeing a lot more of that. We're going to also start seeing a lot more teams out of the running here going forward. Arizona was just added in on the last episode. I think you're going to see Seattle and Calgary fall in the next few weeks here. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. going forward. Okay. Just a reminder, you guys, that my Sportsnet hockey pool will be starting for Lubed if Sportsnet does their fantasy hockey pool this year. I don't know if they will or not, but if they do, I will definitely be doing another episode or another pool for the Lube channel subscribers. And it's just kind of a fun bragging rights thing. There's no prizes to be won or nothing on my end. However, if you are done, like if you have a very good team and you can actually win yourself a truck or whatever Sportsnet offers, like I don't know what their main prize packages are, but you have to be also the best in Canada. So it's kind of a tough draw. Okay, let's move on here. So up next is the St. Louis Blues tomorrow night. And we should see what happens here with that. This is another team that has kind of fallen from grace a little bit. They won the Stanley Cup, 2019, I think it was. And since then, they've kind of had their struggles. So we will see what they can bring to the table. However, they are a team that is struggling. And got to get that out of the way. Stupid thing. Okay. Let me just load up my screen again here all right. So going into tomorrow's game, the previous matchup between the Oilers and Blues was on February 28th as the Oilers defeated them 3-2. The record for the Oilers is 45-23-4. St. Louis is coming in with a 39-31-4. And they're also fifth in the Central, which, barring a miracle, they're pretty much done for the year. The last 10, they have identical records, 7-2-1. The Oilers are on a 3-game winning streak. The Blues are on a 1-game losing streak. The goaltenders, more than likely, going to be Stuart Skinner, 33-14-4, 262 goals against average, 907 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Jordan Binnington, 26-19-4, 283 goals against average, 912 save percentage, 3 shutouts. So he's having a pretty good year. It's just the rest of his team isn't. The key stats that are potential threats that St. Louis Blues is the penalty minutes. They're very disciplined. They don't take many penalties. They are second in the league at only 7.1 penalty minutes per game. But everything else, goals allowed, okay, they're tied for 14th. Shooting percentage, 17th. Face-offs, 17th. And then everything else is in the 20s. So you can tell that this is a team that is struggling. It's another team that the Oilers should be able to beat, considering that the Edmonton Oilers have a good portion of the games against teams that are in the playoffs. And to add to that, twice they will still face the Colorado Avalanche between now and April 20th. So, yeah. So the Oilers need to get these wins to keep that positioning because they got Vegas Golden Knights right on their heels right now. So they can't afford to take a misstep here, or else they could lose that home ice advantage. So we'll see. We will see. All right, guys. I will take this to final thoughts now. And if you guys chimed in tonight, I will definitely. Oh, you know what, guys? I set this. This is going to come out as a video. It's set to private. I will definitely upload it when I get a chance. Or is it set to private? Yeah, it's set to private. Let's see. I wonder if I can change that. Well, it's too late now. Anyway. Unfortunately, I failed to set it back to, so it is set on private. This will come out as a later release, so there will obviously be no comments in the final thoughts. My goofy mistake. I apologize. Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one. Okay, so let's just get into the final. Okay. So, guys, I'm not even going to bother going into the final thoughts button. I'm just going to go into the closeout titles here. If you're watching this for the very first time and like the content I bring, feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Those of you who have been with me through thick and thin, thank you for following me. I do appreciate it. And I definitely hope to be live next time. I do apologize. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I do apologize for not coming out live, but I will try to upload this ASAP. Okay, have a good night. Happy Easter.